I'm Ernie Estrella from SYFY WIRE, and I'm here today to speak with Chris Dingess from Manifest Destiny. He's the writer and co-creator. Thank you for coming today.
That's my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Let's talk. You're past the 30 issue 30 milestone.
We're past 30. I never thought we'd get past 6.
It's hard to believe that. Yeah.
Yeah, we're chugging along.
Talk about this. Is your first book?
It is.
First comic.
It's the only comic book I've ever written. I'm a huge comic book fan. I grew up reading them, and it just sort of it was an idea that I had for a long time. I didn't really know what to do with. I come from television, and it was an idea that I came up with a while ago, and I wasn't sure at the time. Television's changed a lot, but at the time, it seemed like a completely unproducible idea because it's a bunch of people outside with monsters everywhere. So I just sort of forgot about it, and then I started to think about it maybe as a comic book, and I ended up in touch with Skybound, and they're very open to independent creators. And we just started working together and hit it off. And I kind of learned how to write a comic book from them.
It's a fun concept. It's basically Lewis and Clark and Sacagawea.
Yeah.
You know, but they're fighting monsters.
They're fighting monsters and demons. It's sort of like the book that you're forced to read in junior high is the first big lie that the government that the United States government sold its people, that they were just on a mission to find a trade route and to promote peace with Native Americans, when really they were killing monsters and demons so that the white European population of the states at the time could expand and take over the country. For the monsters, I just think of things that I was either scared of as a kid or that creep me out now, like just to look at.
Yeah. And
our artist, Matthew Roberts, has his, comes in with his take on stuff. And then for some of them, as Lewis and Clark make their way across the country, I'll sort of do like light reading about like urban myths or folklore for an area and twist it and turn it, and we'll put our own sort of spin on it.
How enjoyable is that part of kind of getting into the history part and kind of twisting it, knowing kind of just the strings to pull?
I do it very loosely. I had to read the journals when I was a kid, and it was pretty dry for an 8th grader or a 9th grader to read. And I've looked at it again, and when I started the book, everyone that I knew just started sending me Lewis and Clark stuff. So as far as historical detail goes, I'm trying to keep up with them geographically, vaguely, where they were in the journal, where they were on their trip at that particular time. But the events that happen, for the most part, like 90% of it is really just stuff I made up. And I've sort of just started to wing it a lot. But when it comes down to detail, Matthew Roberts, the artist, he does a lot of research, and he wants everything to look right. And I agree with him that it should be, the costumes and stuff aren't necessarily relatable today, but there is a familiar thing when you look at history books. You want it to look familiar, and you want to put relatable looking things in these completely extraordinary circumstances.